Imagine this, you receive two gifts. The first gift is a list of 5 mutual funds. The second gift is the knowledge to evaluate any mutual fund for the rest of your life. Which gift is more valuable? Most people spend years searching for the first one. Very few people spend time acquiring the knowledge. And that is exactly why so many investors remain dependent on recommendations, social media posts, market opinions, and latest, the top fund list. In my experience, successful investors are not necessarily the ones who know the most. They are the ones who understand why they are investing, what they own, and how their investments fit into their financial journey. In today's video, I want to share 10 reasons every investor should understand mutual funds before investing. This is not a video about the best funds to invest. It is not about chasing returns. It is not about predicting markets. It is about understanding one of the most important vehicles available to invest today. And towards the end, I will also share something very important, what mutual funds cannot do. Because understanding both sides will make it more stronger and the limitations will reduce in making decisions. Let's begin. Reason number one, mutual funds make investment accessible. Let me ask you a question. Should wealth creation be available only to finance professionals, or should it be accessible to everyone with ordinary income as well? A few decades ago, investing often felt complicated and confusing. Today, mutual funds have helped make investing accessible to millions of investors. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to analyze hundreds of balance sheets. You don't need a large amount of capital to begin learning and participating. Mutual funds have democratized investing. They have opened the doors of financial markets to people from different professions, backgrounds, and income levels. That accessibility is one of their greatest contributions. Reason two is mutual funds allow you to participate in economic growth. Think about this. Every day, thousands of people wake up and go to work. Businesses manufacture products. Technology companies innovate. Banks lend money. Pharmaceutical companies develop medicines. Infrastructure gets built. The economy keeps moving. The question is, can your money participate in that growth? Mutual funds provide a structured way to participate in the growth of businesses and economies. Many people work hard for their income. Mutual funds create an opportunity for capital to work alongside them. That shift in thinking is very important. Money should not only be earned, it should also be deployed thoughtfully. Moving to the reason 3, mutual funds help you build a portfolio without starting from scratch. Imagine you are building a cricket team. Would you choose only batsmen? Of course not. You would need balance, different skills, different roles, and many other skills. A portfolio is similar. Many investors think investing is about selecting one winning idea. In reality, investing is often about building a collection of assets that work together. Mutual funds provide ready made portfolio aligned with specific objectives. Some focus on growth, some on income, some on stability, and some on diversification. This helps investors participate in markets without having to construct every single portfolio from ground level. Reason 4, professional management is more valuable than most investors realize. Imagine you own expensive electronic gadgets. Would you rather keep using it without maintenance or have an experienced professional help you maintain them with regular servicing? Mutual funds are managed by professionals and teams whose responsibility is to research, evaluate, monitor, and review investments according to fund's stated objective. Now, this does not mean fund managers are always right. Nobody is perfect. but it does mean there is a structured investment process taking place behind the scenes. Many investors underestimate the amount of work involved in ongoing portfolio management, research, monitoring, rebalancing, risk assessment, etc. Mutual funds bring the structure into investment process. I would say, even if you are the best mind in the country, sometimes it's better to let some part of your investments be handled by the experts while you continue with your passion, research, profession, or anything that you are pursuing. Reason 5. Diversification is a form of protection. If one company disappoints investors tomorrow, should the entire financial future depend on that one outcome? Think about it. Most people would say no. Yet many portfolios are heavily dependent on a small number of investments. Diversification does not eliminate risk, but it helps reduce the impact of any single investment going wrong. Think of diversification like multiple pillars supporting a roof. If one pillar weakens, the entire structure is not immediately compromised. Mutual fund often helps investors assess diversification more easily than they could individually manage. And that matters because investing is not just about generating returns, it is also about managing risk. Reason 6. Mutual fund turns investing into a habit. This may be one of the most underrated reasons. Consider two people. If first person invests only when he feels confident and second person follows a disciplined process, who is more likely to stay invested over a long period of time? The answer is obvious. Successful investing is often less about brilliance and more about consistency. Mutual funds, especially through systematic investing, can help investors develop regular investing habits. And habits matter because wealth is rarely built in a single year. It is often built through repeated actions over many years. Reason 7. Mutual funds encourage long term thinking. Here is a question: what is the biggest challenge in investing? Many people think it is finding the right investment. But one of the biggest challenges is staying invested long enough. Compounding requires time. Goals require time, and learning also requires time. Mutual funds encourage investors to think beyond next week's headlines and next month's market movements. They encourage a long term perspective, and in investment, time is often one of the most powerful assets available for us. I repeat, time is one of the most powerful assets available for us. Reason 8. Mutual funds help investors connect investments to goals. Imagine boarding a flight without knowing where to go. Sounds strange, doesn't it? Yet many people invest without defining a purpose. Is it for retirement? Is it for child's education? Or is it for financial independence? Retiring early, a future home, business goal, or vacation? Different goals often require different approaches. Mutual funds offer investors a wide range of options that can be aligned with such objectives. This shifts the conversation from what should I buy to what am I investing for. This is much more meaningful question. Reason 9. Mutual funds encourage better asset allocation. Let me share a powerful idea. Many investors spend enormous energy deciding which investment vehicle to buy. Far fewer spend time deciding how their money should be allocated. Yet, asset allocation is one of the most important decisions in investing. How much should be in equity? How much should be in debt? How much liquidity is needed for our lifestyle? And how much risk is appropriate based on personal situation? Mutual funds can help investors build exposure across different asset classes and investment objectives. This encourages investors to think like portfolio builders rather than product buyers. And portfolio thinking is often where maturity begins. Reason 10. Learning mutual funds is more important than finding the best mutual funds. This may be most important lesson in today's video. Most investors ask which mutual fund should I invest in? But there is a better question. How do I decide whether a mutual fund deserves a place in my portfolio? The first question creates dependency. The second creates confidence. Anyone can recommend a fund, but recommendations change, markets change, fund economics change, economic conditions change. Your understanding stays with you, and that understanding becomes one of your greatest assets. Now, let's discuss something equally important: what mutual funds cannot do. Mutual funds cannot eliminate risk completely. They cannot guarantee returns. They cannot predict the future. They cannot prevent market corrections. They cannot remove uncertainties. And they cannot replace financial education. This is extremely important. Mutual funds are tools. They are powerful tools. They are useful, but tools nevertheless. The quality of outcome often depends on how well these tools are understood and used, which is why learning remains essential. If there is one message I hope you take away from today's video, it is this: mutual funds are not important because they help you invest. Mutual funds are important because they help you participate in investing through a structured process. And structured investing is often more powerful than emotional investing. At Peaceful Investors, we believe financial confidence does not come from finding the perfect fund. It comes from understanding why you own the investments that you own in your portfolio. So, the next time someone tells you about a fund, don't start by asking how much return will it generate. Start by asking, why does this fund deserve a place in my financial journey? Because ultimately, don't invest because someone recommended a fund. Invest because you understand why that fund deserves a place in your financial future. If you found this video valuable, share it with someone who wants to become a more informed investor. And if you would like more practical, structured, and educational content on investing, stay connected with Peaceful Investors. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy investing!